Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. So, by now, everybody's seen everything that's going on in Ukraine, seen a lot of the videos that are coming out, videos, not TV news broadcasts, because TV news broadcasts won't show a lot of the true horrors, okay? They'll show the aftermath of a burning building or whatever, but you're not seeing what's really happening on the ground. For that, you have to go see the citizen journalists, if you will, that are videotaping, putting up on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, what's truly happening out there, where you actually see the blown up vehicle with the body in it or whatever. Those are the real pictures. The three guys walking around with their cameras around a blown up tank or something like that, that's the aftermath. Yippee doo dah, okay? What got to that situation? It's very interesting to see what's happening. And I say this all the time to you folks about, can we take what we see and learn from it? And we've talked about this with hurricanes, with fires, with the tornadoes, with whatever. What can you glean from that will make you more prepared? You look at what's going on in Ukraine. A couple of days ago, you had the directive that came out that women and children were allowed to flee the country, but any men age 18 to 55 were required to stay and stand their ground. Okay? And most of them wanted to anyway. The Russians have been shocked that Ukraine just didn't roll over and say, here, come take us, that they fought back. We've all seen the stories of the Ukrainian government handing out AKs to the public. Tens of thousands of them are just, here's a rifle, use it to fight. These people aren't trained with this. Who knows how many magazines full of ammunition they're given? 1, 5, who knows? It's not like these people have, exceptional amounts of ammunition, any training whatsoever. But they are gladly taking up arms to defend their country, to defend their way of life. Now, nobody's going to say Ukraine is any perfect society or wherever. Hell, it's one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Okay. But this is still people's homes, people's way of life, whatever that may be. Okay. They voted for Zelensky. They got rid of the Putin puppet. Granted, my opinion, the reason Putin's going after Russia or going after Ukraine is he wants another puppet like he's got in Lukashenko. All right. Somebody that'll just lick his boots and do whatever the hell he wants. Zelensky's not that guy. Matter of fact, to give you the kind of guy Zelensky is compared to the potato we have, the U.S. offered Zelensky a flight out of Ukraine, save himself and his family. He's come out and said he's target number 1 and his family's target number 2. You know what Zelensky's response was? No, I'm going to stay and defend my country. That's what he said yesterday. You know what Joe said yesterday? See you guys, I'm going to take the weekend off and going to my house in Delaware. There's a world crisis going on. And the difference between the leader of Ukraine, who's going to stay in the streets and fight for his country, and the decrepit, dementia-ridden old man that we have running the United States, figures this is a good time to go get some R&R. That tells you everything you need to know the difference between bravery and a pure coward. I think you can figure out which one's which. Now, let's say, again, like I said, use this as a learning experience. Something like this comes to the United States. or whatever country you're in, Great Britain or Germany or Australia or whatever, pick one, okay? What would you do? And be honest with yourself, okay? I know there's a whole bunch of keyboard commandos out on the internet. We see them all the time, the trolls and everything. Oh, I'm going to be Rambo. I'll go out and take a platoon all by myself. I've strap a 50 cal to my chest and everything like that. I mean, they've never fired anything more than maybe a BB gun in their life. Honestly, what would you do? You are going out there. These people are going out there untrained with nothing more than an AK. The odds are overwhelmingly against them. You have tanks, you have missiles, you have gunships coming at you, whatever, and you've got a rifle. They are walking in the streets in Ukraine going, 90% chance I'm going to die fighting for my country. But they do it. You look at those soldiers on Snake Island. There's 13 or 14 of them defending the island, and the Russian naval vessel says, surrender immediately or we're going to bomb you. We're going to start shelling the island. And the Ukrainian military, their response was, go fuck yourself. And of course, every one of them was killed when the Russians shelled the island. They did not surrender. They did not have a yellow stripe up their back. They fought till their last breath, believing in their country. What will happen in most of the rest of the world? There will be a contingent in the United States or any other Western nation, I'm going to say the United States because, again, it's where I live, that will fight back. The majority of this country will roll over. Guarantee it, okay? Because they have no love for the country. They have no backbone. They have a yellow stripe that is as wide as their hips, which for a lot of Americans is 4 feet wide, okay? And the scary part is we have a huge advantage over most countries. We can freely own, most of us, okay, unless we have idiot Democrats in our cities, can freely own weaponry. We can train with it. We can buy ammunition. We don't have to wait for the government to say, here's a rifle and 30 rounds of ammo. Go do what you can. Not a zeroed weapon. No idea how to clear it. No idea how to clean it. Whatever it would be. You and I have that advantage. How many people decide to take it is a huge question. Most don't, okay? Yes, there's a whole bunch of armed people in the United States. How many of them have the balls to go out in the streets and go up against the Chinese, the Russians, the North Koreans, the Iranians, whoever it would be? Whoever is going to, in this potential situation, be the aggressor. Do you have what it takes? Be honest with yourself. There's going to be plenty of people that say yes. I'm not saying anybody go walk up and down the streets. You know that. But when the fight comes, it's going to be more than sitting on your porch. It's going to have to be going out and clearing areas. Are you willing to do that like the Ukrainian people are? The Ukrainian people are pushing back. They'll probably not be totally successful. They're, like most analysts are going to say, Kyiv will eventually fall. But it didn't fall as quick as the Russians thought, and the Russians are taking casualties. Are you willing to make that ultimate sacrifice for your country, for your kids' future, for your grandchildren's future? Are you willing to do it? 250 years ago, there were a lot of people that were willing to do that. That's why we have the country we have. 75 years ago, there were a lot of people willing to do that. Kept the world from going completely insane. The recent wars we've had, I mean, pick them: Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, Iraq, Afghanistan, anything like that, Panama, whatever it would be. It really wasn't a threat to the United States, to the way of life. This one could be, and this one could, possible, not probable, wind up on our soil. Watch the videos that you've seen coming out of Ukraine and ask yourself, do I have what it takes? Am I going to be more like Zelensky, or am I going to be more like Biden? Which leader would you rather follow? Have a good Saturday. Pinball out.